Hi, my name is Gregor Halenda. I'm a commercial photographer based in New York City, and I've been doing photography my whole life. The type of work I've done, it's changed a lot over the course of my career. I started out in photojournalism. I did that for a few years coming out of college. It was something I was really passionate about, but I also wanted to expand the kind of quality of the work that I did, and I learned, I think I did the Eddie Adams workshop, and I sort of was exposed to the idea of this commercial photography. So I came to New York City, and I was very lucky to meet Greg Heisler. And he was sort of my mentor for when I came to New York. I spent 2 years with him. I learned so much, and it really opened my eyes to a whole world of photography, high-end photography. And oddly enough, because of the beginnings of digital, I started out doing a lot of still life, and that sort of just took off for me. And I had a really great career doing still life, and along the ways I've sort of changed up, and at one point I really wanted to get out of the studio, and the newer cameras were allowing me to take digital on location. So the early Hasselblad Imicons and those sort of things allowed me to get out of the studio, and I started blending another one of my passions, which was motorcycles, into photography. So that I think started because I had actually gotten hired to be a stunt rider for BMW, and when I saw some of the photographers shooting, I realized that I knew a lot more about motorcycles than the average photographer, and it was fun to be out of the studio. It was fun to blend the passion of motorcycles with photography. So that sort of led to another tangent of my career, which began to shoot campaigns for BMW and Ducati and Scorpion, Revit, a few other companies. And it's been a lot of fun. Today I'm shooting with the H4D-60 and my all-time favorite lens, the 50-110. And it's an amazing camera for the work that we're doing today, because not just the capture size. I mean, it's a phenomenal thing to be able to get a capture that's that huge. It will make an amazing poster. The detail will be phenomenal. But also, one of the natures of the 16-bit camera is the depth of the information. And I think sometimes trying to explain to people a little bit about what it is that makes the Hasselblad such a significantly better camera. And as the smaller 35 cameras come up in the chip size and they get up to 22s or whatever, I think there's sometimes the thought that, like, well, that's kind of good enough. And is a Hasselblad like 10 times better or 5 times better or something? And no, I don't think you can say it quite like that. I think you have to also, though, understand that it's 10–20% better, but we're looking at a situation where we're working at the very top of our game. And if you think of, say, an Olympic race or something like that, the difference between the winner and second and third place, or even last place, it's not 10 times the distance, it's not 5 times the distance. They're all coming across the line really close. The difference between first and second can be fractions of a second, and the difference in percentages that we're talking about is a small but a very significant amount. And to be working at the very top level, what this camera is affording you is a quality of capture that is a small but significant advantage and difference. You can look at the capture and you can find information in the very deepest shadows there, and it's solid information. There's no noise, there's no messing up of the image or the pixels, and the same goes for the highlights. Like, there is range and smoothness there. There's a quality to that capture, and it's a significant difference. And sure, I own a Canon system, and there are times when it's appropriate, but 90% of the time I'm going to be using the Hasselblad system because my work requires that I'm working at the absolute nth degree. My clients expect the work to be perfect. And you don't get perfect with something that's not 100%. You don't get perfect without working with the best gear. And you know, my career is based on delivering perfection. And I've never had a client come to me and have a question about a file or have an issue about that. And there'll never be that reason, because I'm always going to deliver a perfect, flawless file. And the equipment is part of what allows me to do that. There's the skill and there's the understanding of how to use the equipment, and there's also using the best equipment. And that's a significant part of trying to work at the very top level of your field. My name is Gregor Halenda, and me and Hasselblad click.